Okay, off we go. So today we are using I'm using the Mont pouring paints because I've had a lot of fun with these paints. I will show you the colours as we go along. I've got my little selection here and several others over there that my friend Jill is playing with, putting into cups. I'm going to do a little pour for us as well. That pour that Jill does will be up on my YouTube channel, so she'll be pouring and I'll be instructing her because she would like to do a swipe, and because she hasn't had success at swipes. Is that true?
That is very true.
Okay, so this was a canvas that I'd pre-used and I wasn't happy with the result, so usually I will scrape it off, but this time I just have covered the whole of the canvas with a navy, and this is just the Mont satin acrylics, Mont studio acrylics that I've put on the base of this. These are the colours that, I don't know if I'll be putting all of these colours in, I'm not sure yet, but they're all the Mont pre-made pouring paints like these ones, which are great fun, quick and easy. You don't actually need to add anything, but I've put these in the cups because sometimes they come out a little thick, and so then if I've got them in a cups I can test the texture, and if it needs anything I'll just add a bit of water or a bit of Floetrol or a little bit of very weak glue and PVA and water. So this is the consistency that I have these at today, which is, see, it's definitely thinner than I would use for the satin acrylics, the studio acrylics, definitely thinner, but because it's so highly pigmented and it kind of feels it's just a whole different sort of paint, but that's going to be perfect. And I've added, for this sake of this one, I've added 1 drop in each cup of the Helmar silicone, and I made this up this morning. I just mixed these this morning, added the silicone. So this is, would you believe it, that even these pre-made pouring paints, I've found better results if you tip them, make them up in your cups and leave them with the cloth over them. So that's just something that I've found, just like I have my other Mont acrylics. So let's get down and start. So this one is, can you turn that colour for me, Jill, just to tell me what, no, the pink, because I've got the pink, that's why I forgot that I had them sitting, hot pink. Okay, this is hot pink. So I'm just hoping that the base that I've put down is just the ordinary acrylic paint, doesn't interfere too much and ruin my pour with these. I'm going to be positive and say no it isn't, it's going to be all fine. That looks really nice against the navy. But anyway, anyhow, so Jill and I have done a bit of trotting around here, there and everywhere. We've been to Coolum Beach and we've been to Wanton. They're all places on the Sunshine Coast, and we are flying down to Sydney next week and doing the Blue Mountains, so some little exciting girly time together. And this one is the Dusty Pink, I believe. Is that the next dusty one? What's that one? Shiraz, okay. But anyway, I have taken a photograph of each of the colours, and then I'll add the photograph on at the end of the paintings of the colours. So if you wanted to particularly like this, because I do crazy colour combinations, sometimes they turn out brilliant and sometimes not so brilliant. So I'm doing all these different pinks in here again. Can't even remember. Okay, this one is the magenta. Okay, this is a pinky thing, but I'm gonna mix it up soon. So this is the Aussie pour, not the Dutch pour, this is the Aussie pour. I think that the Aussies should have a name. Okay, alright, now we're going to throw in the mix this deep turquoise, which is again the phthalo turquoise. Jill's had a laugh at me because of the things and the way I pronounce colours.
Phthalo.
Because she said that I say, what's the word of the colour you said, that you've had a good laugh at me at work?
Crimson.
Crimson.
But it should be crimson.
And it should be crimson. Did you know that? They probably say it completely different in the US. They say it completely different in the UK, obviously. So I'm sure you all get the gist of what I mean. So this is a turquoise. There we go. As I like the bright and beautiful colours. I do muted, but much prefer my bright colours. Sort of out there. I need a bit more down this side. Do a bit up there. I am going to do a swipe on this particular canvas, but as you know, wherever I'm doing a swipe, I always still like to cover it. Now I'm going to really throw in the mix. It's going to be jillified. I'm going to throw the bright yellow. Is it called bright yellow, Jilly? It's called bright yellow. So that's really going to throw... This is like the candy shop, isn't it? It's like candy colours. Candy colours.
Not like kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope of colours, yeah. Oh God. Oh, I actually said that one. Okay. Oh, and now I get an itchy nose, so that means a surprise, doesn't it? And that's where... Oh! Itchy nose. Alright, that's all of the colours I'm going to add. I was going to add a bright red into that, but I think I'll restrain myself. So this is just a gentle tilt of your colours, just to sort of cover the canvas and a little bit to mix your colours over one another, because I think I will definitely be embellishing it with a balloon, so I like the colours to be mixed underneath. So just a gentle tilt to mix the colours. Doesn't have to be perfect. This paint's kind of tilting a whole different way to when you're tilting the acrylics, the studio acrylics. This is really out there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now it might be a dud or it might be a stud. Ooh. Who knows? So just do it gently, enjoy the process, use it as therapy. Go up over the top. Now don't be too hung up on trying to tilt it over corners and edges, because you can always use the paint from underneath to just finger pop it. It's like that. That's my finger popping. It's not over that edge, is it? But I can catch that. I can do that at the end. So we're all ready there. Just wash my donnies.
Is this fabric?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a long one. Right. Yeah. Right, back again. Now we'll I've made up a navy myself out of those premix, because I don't know if they have such a dark navy, but I wanted to swipe with navy, so I just put some of the ultramarine blue into the cup. I then poured a blob of black, and a blob is, yes, a Gilly universal measure. A blob of black, and then a little tiny dribble of dark green. Stops it going grey looking. Gives that nice deep. So I'm going to do the swipe. So we'll put the colour at the top. Probably need a bit more because it's got a bit longer to travel. This actually looks a bit runnier than I would normally. I'm going to put a bit of the blue halfway, or well, 3/4 of the way through. Kind of looks a completely different consistency than I would normally, so maybe I have added a little bit too much water, but the truth will be known when I swipe. So I'm gonna, isn't that? I haven't got, I'm losing the colour for some reason. I probably should have done this a little bit thicker. Okay, let's go while it's still there. I can fix the top up after if it's not perfect, so don't stress over that. Oh, look at those cells popping up already. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Those like underwater bubbles. So that's the Mont premix, just with a little bit of water added, that had a little bit of PVA in the water, just a very, very diluted, and one of the Helmar silicone. So these are pretty bizarre, coming up a bit different than I would even normally get. So I will, my butane torch, the big baby. You can use the little creme brulee one, but this is what I use. Scary, doesn't it? And then I'm just gonna, not really changing it, is it? No. This has come up completely different than my other ones. I'll just show you the one that I thought it was going to come up the same as. I thought it was going to come up similar to this one I did, but this one I don't think I actually added anything whatsoever to my paints. I just poured them on the canvas, but that has gone a bit yeah, kind of a bit wishy-washy. But what I'm going to do is I'll leave it for half an hour, maybe even an hour, and then I'll come back and I'm going to balloon embellish that, because yeah, so that's the same paints, but completely different results. But I've added what I added to that, and this was just the paints on their own. So wasn't expecting that. So we will come back. I'll come back soon and we'll balloon embellish it. Okay, I'm back. I've left it for about half an hour. It's really warm here, and I have got a fan going because it was so hot in my art room. So I'm really hoping that this paint isn't too dry. I'm not happy with the results of this because it is completely different than what I've done before. But the thing I did, as I said to you, the thing I did with it was put a base coat down, and it's obviously reacted with the paint not favourably because it's kind of made it wishy-washy. So I'm just going to see if I can bring it up with some balloon work, and if I can't, then that's it. Then it shows you that I'm showing you my failures as well as successes, and it's showing you that I don't want you to be afraid to fail, because you can just try, and if not, scrape your canvas. So we'll try and do some balloon embellishing. Wow. Okay, that's brought up some beauty. See, this is the surprising thing about using your balloon. You can have the crappiest painting, but I'm not saying anything yet because that's saying a bit too early. And then how nice that's bringing up the colours that were underneath. So strangest thing, well, that was a bit wibbly. I need to, but that's okay. You can re-go over areas that weren't so crash hot. So just try balloon kiss. If it's not too good, don't keep messing with it because you'll just completely muddy it up. It's kind of done some wingy things here. So this will be part of the fantasy and what is it? Fantasy, or I've done a section, a series of them. Fantasy pores. This is really dry around the edge. This is obviously because I've got a fan going, really stuffed up there. So really stuffing up on this one. But there is a few nice things coming of it. Few nice things coming out. So because I didn't like so that's, see, I've took the paint off. That is actually too dry. So. But I'm going to leave, if I do that again, I'll have to just stay away from the edges because the edges are too dry. And that's really, wouldn't happen on a normal day here. But it's so warm that it's so warm, and I've got a fan going to keep us cool. But just trying to save what I believe is not a good pour at all. Bring up a bit of the colours, yeah. So I probably should leave it at that. I'm not going to do any more to it. It's 100 times better than what I thought it would come out like, because if I'd have left it exactly how it was after that swipe, I would not have been happy with it. But that, I'll take you down for a close-up because there's some lovely effects come out of that, which look completely different in the camera. Isn't that strange? Looks so dull in here. But there, some nice effects come out of it. Not too bad. I'll put some photos of the dry piece up at the end of the video and see what you think, and let me know if you've got positive criticism. I'm quite happy to hear that. But that's turned out a lot better than I thought it would. So thank you again for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I appreciate all of your fantastic comments. And until next time, bye.